Excellent here, and in today's video I'll be going over my tanky PvP DPS build. Now first of all, I'll go ahead and show you the talents and skills that I roll with, and these change depending on if I'm running solo, which I like to do, or if I'm running in a group. So I always use the overdose one for my first aid, as it just helps to keep my health up and not have to go through my med kits too much. Now if I'm running a group, I'll switch between the airburst seeker mine and the turret depending on what the rest of my team is running with, just for that crowd control and the chance to stun them and stop them using med kits, so that we could take the players down a lot easier. If I'm running solo, however, I'll put the pulse on with the tactical scanner mod, just to increase my crit chance and crit hit damage that little bit extra. And for the talents, what I roll with on here is on the move. So whenever I kill a hostile while moving, I reduce incoming damage by 30%, which just helps with the survivability. I'm rolling with precision, so whenever I headshot a hostile, I pulse them for 10 seconds, which again helps with the damage. Next, I'm using critical save, which everyone must be using this. Whenever you're using medkit during low health, you increase your damage resistance again by another 40% for 10 seconds. And then this one, I use one is none, which I headshot a hostile to have a 50% chance of not consuming the bullet. I'm pretty sure this works on both NPCs and players, as it says affects hostiles, and if you're killing players and they're shooting you, they're technically hostile, so it's got to use it. So onto the actual build itself. So I've got 65% armor cap, which is the cap, guys, which is absolutely important. Currently I've not got the best rolls I can get on my attachments and gear, but I'm sitting around 87k health, and as I keep grafting it's slowly going up a little bit more, and I have 155k DPS with my Vector, and I switch between my Vector and my Navy MP5 depending on what I'm doing, but I still haven't got the god rolls, so to speak, with these weapons. So let's go ahead and look at the mods that I'm using at the minute on my Vector. So I'm using the Pro Red Dot Sight, which has 21.5% headshot damage, 20.5% accuracy. My extended magazine has 102% magazine size and 27.8% rapid fire, or rate of fire. My laser sight for my underbarrel has 36.5% hip fire accuracy and 33.5% initial bullet stability. Like I said, I can roll some better ones on these to increase my DPS even more. And my flash hider, I keep switching between this, but I have this one which is superior, which has 17% accuracy and 27% critical hit damage, and I switch between that and where is it? I believe it's this one, the muzzle brake, with 36% stability and 37% crit hit damage, depending on if I want a bit more crit hit damage. So for my actual gear, so I'm running the tactical vest with 1464 armor, which is a firearms vest. The talent I have is vigorous, so whenever I heal, it get an overheal from it, and that's why I don't use the talent that does that instead. So I have that on this instead. And I have the major is health, which I might re-roll to something else, plus 484 armor, obviously help with the cap, and the miners are nothing special. And I'm running a prototype stamina mod with extra armor as well to help reach that cap. On my mask I have this one which I use for scavenging, just for div tech farming and whenever I'm trying to farm for weapons. And then my actual main one I use has a double mod slot on it and has 6% enemy armor damage, just to help with PvE a little bit. And it's a firearms one again, with 2 firearms mods, one with crit hit chance and one with exotic damage resilience. And the talent I have increases damage by 9.5% for 10 seconds whenever I use a medkit, and I use my medkits for survivability, so that basically helps all the time. Next, my knee pads, 894 armor again, with the major attributes of armor being what I wanted, and it's a stamina one this time. And I'm using a stamina mod, and I wanted to roll this again for another minor attribute on that instead, as the plus little bit of health isn't really useful. And I have the perceptive one, as the item found and credit found bonuses increased by 25%. This basically helps again with when I'm farming. From the backpack, it's 886 armor and has the talent Relentless, which is 3% of the damage dealt by skills is returned as healing. Again, it's a stamina backpack with armor as the major attribute to help with the cap, and I'm running a firearms mod with skill power, which I do again want to change for something else. My gloves, now this is by far the most important talent on any gloves, and that is Savage. Critical hit chance is increased by 13% against targets out of cover. And this is a stamina one with SMG damage to help with the DPS a little bit more, crit hit chance and health on kill. I would like one without health on kill and crit hit damage instead, so that I get all 3 damage attributes instead, but I haven't managed to roll one. And again, the hybrid holster, nothing too special, just has all 3, and damage taken during cover to cover is regenerated over 5 seconds when reaching the destination. I don't really do cover to cover, so it doesn't really matter for me. And again, I'm using a firearms mod with armor to help me reach the cap. I definitely recommend that you reach the cap and you kind of mix up what you're using. Now, I normally roll with either an assault rifle secondary or I roll with a marksman rifle. I've been trying to farm for the past 3 or 4 days a SOCOM M1A or a first wave M1A high end, and I still haven't got one, so I'm currently sat with these 2. The SOCOM's got brutal on it, and the first wave has vicious and toxic. Just basically I use these for PvE, sorry, just to help me a little bit more with controlling the crowd and killing the NPCs a lot quicker, so that I can regenerate health and get ammo when I'm on a manhunt and things like that. Let me know in the comments, guys, below what you guys are going to be running into the incursions tomorrow with, and what you think of being more tanky or whether you prefer being just pure DPS. Until next time, guys, let's see if we can hit 50 likes on this video.